Hello to all my friends. My name is John. Welcome back to the channel. Now, today we're going to be talking about McDonald's, but we have to think about this. When we're talking about these fast food chains, every single one of them have secrets that go on behind closed doors that we just don't know about. We don't know what all is going on behind closed doors at some of these large fast food chains. But it is only when the management at some of these fast food chains are no longer employed there that we find out some of the things that's going on behind closed doors. That's how we get most of our information. And those that are still employed that's willing to secretly tell some reporter about what's going on. That's how we find out. But all of them have their secrets. Today we're going to be talking about McDonald's and some of the secrets that goes on behind closed doors that we don't know about that consistently come to the light. Now, back in 2012, they had the pink slime scandal that went on with McDonald's, and then they went to the fresh beef. But what's really in that burger that you get when you pull up to the drive-thru window? What's really in that burger? Today, we're going to reveal a little bit of the things that's going into that burger that you get when you pull up to the drive-thru window. So stick around. When you pull into a McDonald's drive-thru, you expect fast food. What you might not realize is just how the largest burger chain in the world manages to serve over 6 million burgers every single day. Today, we're examining what actually happens to your food between the grill and your tray. Estimates suggest McDonald's serves roughly 6 to 7 million burgers per day worldwide. That breaks down to about 75 burgers sold every second of every day. To handle this volume, the company has developed sophisticated systems for cooking, holding, and serving food at scale, but scale creates challenges that most customers never see. Let's start with what McDonald's openly acknowledges. The company's Quarter Pounder burgers are made with fresh beef that is never frozen and cooked to order at most locations. This policy began rolling out nationwide in March 2018, representing what McDonald's called the most significant change to their operations since launching all-day breakfast. The switch to fresh, never frozen beef for Quarter Pounders was complicated. It required new equipment, different cooking procedures, and retraining thousands of employees, but it also came with a payoff. Quarter Pounder sales jumped 30% after the change. Notice what that means. Quarter Pounders get cooked when you order them. Regular hamburgers and cheeseburgers do not. Those smaller patties follow a different path. They're cooked frozen in batches and held in warming cabinets until someone orders them. McDonald's official policy states that regular beef patties should be held for a maximum of 10 minutes before being discarded. This is the written standard the company requires its locations to follow, but written standards and actual practice don't always align. According to FDA food code guidelines adopted by most state and local health departments, hot food must be maintained at 135 degrees Fahrenheit or above. Below that temperature, food enters what safety experts call the danger zone, where bacteria can multiply rapidly. Temperature control violations are among the most common issues found in restaurant health inspections across all chains. The challenge isn't unique to McDonald's. It's a fundamental tension in the fast food business model. Speed requires having food ready. Food safety requires strict time and temperature controls. Profit margins depend on minimizing waste. Something has to give. Industry observers and former employees have described the pressures this creates. During rush periods, managers face the decision of whether to strictly follow holding time limits or keep enough food ready to serve customers quickly. While policy requires discarding food after set time limits, the economic incentive to minimize waste creates a constant tension with safety protocols. These aren't necessarily bad people making bad decisions. They're individuals navigating systemic pressures that exist when profit margins measured in pennies and labor costs get scrutinized by the minute. Now let's talk about what's actually in these burgers. McDonald's advertises that its beef patties are 100% beef with no fillers, no additives, and no preservatives. This is technically accurate. The regular beef patties contain only beef, salt, and pepper. The Quarter Pounder patties contain only beef and pepper. But 100% beef doesn't mean what most people think it means. Ground beef used in fast food comes from industrial meat processing. This is standard practice across the entire industry, not unique to McDonald's. Multiple cattle are processed together, and their meat gets combined in massive batches during the grinding process. Due to this blending process, a single ground beef patty can contain meat from dozens or even hundreds of different cattle. This is fundamentally different from a steak, where you're getting meat from one specific animal. Ground beef production involves combining trimmings from many sources. This isn't necessarily unsafe, but it does mean your McDonald's patty contains meat from numerous different cows, processed at different times, potentially from different facilities. If any part of that supply chain has contamination, it can spread across thousands of pounds of ground beef. This industrial blending is why ground beef recalls are often massive in scope. Now, McDonald's uses universal holding cabinets, or UHCs, and what these cabinets are designed to do is to keep patties hot. But there's a setting on there that the public doesn't see, and that is the timeout light. And what that's designed to do is to tell you that these patties have been in this cabinet for a certain amount of time set by corporate, and that it is time to either discard them or replace them, one or the other. Now, while corporate policy dictates specific holding times for these patties in these UHCs, former managers has revealed that during high-pressure time or high-pressure traffic into the store, these timers are often reset without changing out the patties. This allows the kitchen to avoid waste on paper while serving customers patties that has been sitting in a drawer dehydrating for twice the allotted time. So it's not fresh food, it's food being kept on life support, waiting for the next customer to pull up to the drive-through window. A contamination in one batch can affect millions of pounds of product distributed to hundreds of locations. McDonald's made headlines in 2012 when it announced it would stop using lean, finely textured beef, commonly known as pink slime. This meat product, treated with ammonia to kill bacteria, had been used in the beef supply chain. The company stated it discontinued pink slime at the beginning of 2011, though the announcement came in early 2012 after media coverage made the issue public. Since then, McDonald's has taken steps to simplify some ingredients. In 2016, the company announced it would remove artificial preservatives from several menu items, including chicken nuggets and breakfast sausage. The breakfast sausage is particularly interesting. Until recently, McDonald's sausage patties contained an extensive list of ingredients, including MSG, BHA, BHT, propyl gallate, whey protein concentrate, and corn syrup solids. As of 2024, the company has simplified the recipe. Current sausage patties contain just 8 ingredients: pork, water, salt, spices, dextrose, sugar, rosemary extract, and natural flavors. That's a legitimate improvement. But it also raises the question, if they could make sausage with 8 ingredients in 2024, why did it take until 2024? The answer isn't about food safety. It's about consumer pressure. Companies make changes when public awareness creates business pressure to act. There's a broader issue here about food handling that goes beyond ingredients. The temperature danger zone for food is 40 to 135 degrees Fahrenheit under FDA food code standards. Food held in that range for more than 2 hours becomes a potential health risk. Food held above 135 degrees Fahrenheit can be kept for up to 4 hours under time as a control rules, but it must be discarded at the 4-hour mark. But these are ideal conditions. In reality, warming cabinets can malfunction. Temperatures can drop during busy periods when doors open repeatedly, and the pressure to minimize waste exists everywhere in the industry. This isn't about demonizing McDonald's specifically. Similar challenges exist across the entire fast food industry. Any restaurant operating at a massive scale with thin margins faces these same tensions between speed, safety, and cost. But for consumers, understanding these realities provides important context for food choices. If you do eat at McDonald's, the Quarter Pounder remains your best option from a freshness standpoint. It's cooked to order, which means it hasn't been sitting in a warming cabinet. It's made with fresh beef that's never been frozen. And because it's a more expensive menu item, locations typically manage it with more attention. Less popular items face a different reality. Items with lower sales velocity are more likely to sit longer in holding equipment simply because fewer customers order them. This is basic inventory management, but it has food quality implications. And understand that the food you're getting was engineered for cost efficiency and operational speed. Freshness and nutritional quality are important considerations, but they must compete with the demands of running a profitable business at massive scale. The broader lesson extends beyond McDonald's. When you choose fast food, you're choosing a system optimized for consistency, low cost, and rapid service. The food is designed to be the same everywhere, affordable and quick. What it's not designed to be is equivalent to food prepared fresh in small batches. Understanding the difference between McDonald's marketing and McDonald's operations doesn't mean you can never eat there, but it does mean you're making informed choices rather than assuming the golden arches guarantee quality equivalent to a restaurant kitchen preparing food to order. Knowledge changes behavior, and in a food system where companies make decisions balancing profit, convenience, and health, informed consumers have power. The next time you pull into that drive-thru, you'll know what questions to ask and what compromises you're accepting when you order. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We will see you in the next video. Bye for now.